Minasan, konnichiwa. Hey everyone, Lorcana is in full swing here in Japan, but the game operates a little differently than in the West. So there's smaller packs, different rules. I'll tell you everything you need to know about Lorcana in Japan in this video. So how does Lorcana in Japan work? Are the rules different? Can you play if you're just visiting from overseas? Is there anything that you need to know about local card shops here in Japan? I'll do my best to answer all these questions and more in this video, but if I miss any questions or you have anything you want to ask, please leave a comment down below. I'll do my best to answer it, or if it needs more detail, I'll make a new video or another video about answering the question. While Ravensburger runs the cards over in the West, here in Japan, Takaratami runs the game. You might not have heard of them before, but they're kind of like the Hasbro of Japan. They're known for Lika, Tomika, Transformers, Beyblades, and they're known for Duel Masters, which is a popular card game in Japan. So it's in good hands here in this country. Disney also has a huge following here in Japan. Arguably the two best theme parks in the world, Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland, are here. As well, there's lots of exclusive merchandise that people will wait hours for and sells out almost instantly. So I think Lorcana has the potential to be huge in Japan with the big Disney fan base here. Before we jump into the video, if you're interested in any Japanese Lorcana content, I'll be making lots now and in the future, so feel free to subscribe or hit that like button. It helps me a lot, helps the channel grow, and will get this channel in more eyes of Lorcana fans out in the West or in Japan. I want to help grow the Lorcana community here in Japan for the Western audience, so if you're interested in that, once again, feel free to subscribe. But let's get right into it. So firstly, how is Disney Lorcana different in Japan? The game is starting fresh in Japan. We just got the first chapter released on January 25th, and that's it. That's all we have. We are not allowed to use outside cards, only Japanese cards, so the only meta right now is set 1 in Japan. Some people might be jealous of that or have nostalgia towards the first chapter, so we're looking forward to playing through it for the next 2 months. That's right, so for 2-month periods, they will be releasing each set in intervals. So set 2 will come out in March and set 3 will come out in May. So this should continue until it is caught up with the most recent set that is on the global release schedule. Also, packs in Japan are smaller. Across the board, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Every game will have a smaller pack in Japan. Card packs are only 330 yen. That's about $2 USD. And boxes are more affordable as well at only 52.80 Japanese yen, which roughly equates to 33 US dollars. The lower cost comes at a bit of a disadvantage though, because you are only given 6 cards in this pack. You will get 1 foil and 1 rare is the only guarantee in those 6 cards. The rest could be common, uncommon, legendary, and the rare slot is what shares the legendary, super rare, and rare option. And the foil can be any card, of course. But because there are fewer cards to go in each pack, it'll be a bit harder to get a playset together, but collecting cards should be a bit easier overall. As I said before, Japanese cards only, so you are not allowed to play with any other language other than Japanese in the Japan region right now. That could change in the future. Outside of Japan, the Japanese cards work, so if you'd like to import some cards for a bit cheaper price, you can do that. You can grab outside cards and bring them to America or Europe, and they should work according to some of the global community managers who have approved that for the game. As well, I think already the European cards do work in the American region, and the American region work in the European. I'm not 100% sure about mixing the different languages in one deck. I don't know if you need a full deck of that one language, but we've been told that Japanese cards should work and be legal outside of Japan. The TCG space in Japan is crowded. As you can imagine, Japan is the home to Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, and many, many other card games you've never heard of. So it already has a great amount of people that are already invested in games like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Duel Masters, Weiss Schwartz, Wix Sauce. There's a million different ones that are here. So Lorcana catching on might be a little bit more difficult. I've personally already seen that. I went to one event so far, It was a rules seminar where you'd get a promotional card, and a grand total of 0 people showed up for the 5 or 8 hour period that it happened. Now, this wasn't in Tokyo, where I assume a lot of the player base will be in the major cities, the main city hub. Because of fewer singles and less people playing, the market's a little bit volatile right now. There is only set 1, and you can't bring outside cards in. So some cards are going high, some cards are going low. You can't really use TCG Player or Card Market to mark any prices right now. You just kind of got to take what you can get. So we can hope that the game catches on a bit. It is a fun game. It is probably the most fun TCG that I've played personally. And I think the more that people give it a chance in the Japanese region, hopefully it will catch on. All right, so let's hop into the second topic here. How can you play Lorcana in Japan? Well, there are currently 3 different ways that you can play Lorcana here in Japan, each with its own different rewards. First are what they're calling local exchange games. These allow you to bring your own custom deck to a local game store between a certain period that is allowed. Anywhere from 8 to 16 entrants, and maybe you have to pay an entry fee of around 300 yen. Might be free, might be 500 yen. It really depends on the shop itself running this. Upon entry, you will get 1 promotional card out of 3 that are currently available. I think it is Hey Hey, Detective Mickey, and Yzma. As well, 2 random people will be given a pin. That pin will be identical to the pins that were released in America for the first chapter release. This format is to encourage exchange of communication and talking rather than any competitive spirit or winning a tournament. It's more to get people talking, playing the game, and maybe get a few things out of it and grow a community locally and across Japan. The second way to play right now is with the starter deck games. This is the same exact situation as the local exchange games, simply friendly games, except you are only allowed to use one of the 3 starter decks. So you can grab those, get it together, go to a local game store, even buy it there, and you can just play with some people during that time. Once again, you'll get 1 of the 3 promotional cards, and there are 2 different pins that will be given out for starter deck games. Once again, just randomly to one of the 8, 10, or 16 players that are attending that event. And lastly, the only other confirmed way that we can play officially will be the Start Tour. The Start Tour will be Japan's first official Lorcana event series. They will be going to many, many different cities across Japan, and they will be holding roughly the same event at each. This event will sort of be a convention. There will be many different things that you can do. The entry will be free, but there will be many different events that you can attend at this Start Tour. You will also get different promotional cards for doing the different events at the Start Tour. One of them is a promotional Gaston card, and the second one is a promotional Pinocchio. If you are to enter the official first Swiss format tournament, which will be happening at each one of these Start Tours, based on your winning, you will get an additional prize. If you're given 3 wins and 2 losses, you will get 1 extra Pinocchio promo card. If you get 4 wins and 1 loss, you will get an additional promotional pin. This pin will again be random, and we do not at this moment know what they'll look like. If you get 5 wins, you will get the legendary Lorcana hat. Once again, we do not have photos of this, but if you're a fan of wearing hats like I am, then you're going to want to get 5 wins, 0 losses at this tournament. The tournament will cost 1,200 yen to enter, and with additional fees, things like that, it comes out to around 1,600 yen. But this will be the first event that happens, and I'm sure that it will be a fun time. You can find all this information on the official Takaratomi website, and on there you can find for each one of these 3 events where they will be and if they are near you if you are visiting or live in Japan. You can simply find out the location, the time, and go to your local game store or wherever it lists that these events are happening, and you'll be able to take part as long as it's not filled up before you get there. So what about future events and prizes? Well, at this moment, all that we know is that starting in May of 2025, they will start using a similar tournament schedule to America, giving out promotional cards, promotional playmats, and having official Swiss format tournaments. I don't know if we've been given the go-ahead on what kind of tournament that they will have, if it will be best of 1, best of 3, or anything more than that. But we will start getting similar tournaments to America. Once again, just to remind you, at these tournaments, they will be Japanese cards only. So if you'd like to come to Japan and take part, you will need to have a full Japanese deck ready to go. So far, we have been shown these 2 promotional cards. Once again, they've already been released in America, as far as I know. These are just the Japanese variants. And the first run of promotional playmats will be the Stitch ones. We have been shown 1 champion and 1 normal, which we will assume will be a first and second place prize, as well as additional prizes that will be shown closer to that date. This also means that it will be released in May, which we can only assume will be the release of set 3 for Lorcana. So the first set and second set will not have any official competitive tournaments, only community-based tournaments. And then once we roll around to set 3, we will get those official ones. So how easy is it to find Lorcana products currently in Japan? Well, it's pretty dang easy. At almost any shop that would carry trading cards or trading card accessories, they have Lorcana currently. Now, them carrying singles is a different story. Most will have sealed product, starter decks, boxes, and individual packs. But I have yet to find any singles in my area. I do not live in a major city like Tokyo or Osaka, or Nagoya, or Fukuoka. But I have been told that in Tokyo, there are some in Akihabara or Nakano that will be carrying singles at the shops. But here, in an average Japanese city, I have been unable to find them at my local card shops. But they do sell sealed product. You can also find sealed product at any big box store. So Bic Camera, Yodobashi Camera, Yamada, any of the big electronic chains that would carry Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Will carry Lorcana, at least for now. And right now, all that we have is the first chapter, and alongside that, the accessories have been the Mickey Mouse sleeves, the Elsa sleeves, and for playmats, we have Mickey Mouse and Maleficent. We have also been confirmed that in March, near the end of March, the Floodborn will release with the Japanese cards, and we will get Honey Pooh, and we will also get a Beast playmat. You would think Disney stores would also carry this in Japan, but I have been told that only a few select flagships have carried the stock. Your average Disney store outside of those few flagships, at least for now, do not carry any Lorcana products. So can you get Japanese Lorcana cards internationally? Yes, but it takes effort. I plan to make future videos about me purchasing cards in Japan and giving tips and hints on how you can purchase them online and get them shipped to you internationally. But this will be a costly endeavor. Japan right now has pretty good prices across the board compared to America, with both the low yen as well as the new volatile market that is going on here. But I will do an in-depth video, so stay tuned for that video. Again, if you want to keep up to date with all of my releases about the Japanese Lorcana content, then be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you will get those videos immediately as they are posted. But quickly to go over it, you will need to use a forwarding service to get these cards sent to you. I'm not sure currently if they work on really small card shops in Japan, but most forwarding services should work on big retailers like Mercari or PayPay or Rakuten or Amazon Japan to be able to get you those cards. But be prepared for high import fees as well as shipping costs. I have noticed that in Japan, they will ship cards not in top loaders. It is going a short distance, and the Japanese mail system is very efficient. So people can usually ship cards with little to no worries and not get them bent or messed up. So if you want cards for collecting or a PSA grading, be sure to try and get them covered at the forwarding service if they offer that. Otherwise, try and message the seller if that's possible. But yeah, be wary. Japan ships really, really well and really, really fast and really, really nicely. But I have ordered a number of Pokemon singles and Lorcana product, and none of them have come in top loaders or just kind of cardboard with penny sleeves, that sort of situation. It's fine for the 1 to 2 day shipping here in Japan. That's really efficient and easy, and they take care of the mail with proper care. But internationally on a boat, some guy having a bad day, you never know. So I talked about it a little bit, but are Lorcana cards cheaper in Japan? Well, there's 2 answers to this question. One, yeah, they are a bit cheaper, especially if you live in America with the American dollar to the Japanese yen. Before shipping, they are definitely cheaper, but we are still in the first chapter. So there are some cards that are now worthless in America that are worth a decent penny here, and they will probably go down once the meta starts changing. But cards like Enchanted and things like that are a little bit lower across the board. So if you'd like to get one in hopes that those prices will go up, or getting one graded, or adding it to your collection, since Japanese cards are legal over in the other countries, then go ahead and get your favorite card. And finally, what is the future of Lorcana in Japan? Well, we have to wait and see. The events are just starting this week, and over the next month or two, we will see people attend locals, exchange meetings, and play the game seriously at local card shops. I think between the amazing theme parks and Disney fandom that exists in Japan, the cards will probably not just die, but so far from my experience, it has not been completely dominant or a brand new game. Things like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, they really do dominate the market here, and kids aren't too interested in Disney, the main demographic that will be playing card games. They like their anime girls and fighting characters. So we really have to rely on the Disney market, the international market, and I think like the Magic the Gathering kind of players and people who like a more advanced game or a more difficult game to play. I think it leans more towards that. I know Magic is growing in Japan. It's not the most popular either. Very few people play it. So I feel like Lorcana will sort of have a niche in that same ballpark. That might sound weird to American viewers or European viewers that think Magic is the most popular game at their card shop, but here you'll be hard pressed to find Magic players outside of very specific niche Magic stores. Pokemon, One Piece, anime card games, they're really the dominating force here in Japan. But I think Lorcana will do good. There's a really good Disney market here. There's a really good TCG market here. There's a really good collection market here. And if not, the international market will continue to make it run because we have some cheaper cards here. So I'm sure it will be a nice thing for people outside of Japan to be able to get cards that they would never were able to. So what do you think about Lorcana in Japan? I'm pretty excited and I'm enjoying the game. But did I answer all your questions? Do you have any more lingering questions about it that I did not answer? Feel free to leave a comment down below. I have my boots down on the ground here playing the game as much as I can, so I'll do my best to answer your questions. If I can't answer your questions, I'll do my best to make a video about it or ask the proper people to get the information that we need. But again, I'm Tom Frugal here on YouTube. If you're interested in this or you liked the video, please hit the like or hit the subscribe. I'll be making as much Japanese Lorcana content that I can in the future and now, so stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.